Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing very well today, and if you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is NatalieJade. I post videos over here at least 3 times a week, but I do have a vlogging channel as well. In today's video, I'm going to be testing out the brand new Charlotte Tilbury foundation. This is the Beautiful Skin foundation. I am so excited to try this. I have seen this everywhere, and I mean everywhere. Everyone has been buying this, everybody has been talking about this, so I thought we'd sit down in a video, test it out and see if it's really worth all the hype and see if it's actually any good. So if you guys want to see my review on the brand new Charlotte Tilbury foundation, make sure you guys stick around. Do not forget to smash that thumbs up button, leave me a lovely little comment in the comment section down below, and make sure to click that subscribe button with that notification bell on for more videos just like this. But other than that, let's get straight on with today's video. As I said, I've been seeing this on every single social media platform recently. It's all over my Instagram feed, it's all over my TikTok For You page. I've even seen this on Facebook, Snapchat, you name it. I have seen this foundation everywhere recently. So I really wanted to do a video and actually give it a go. So this is the Charlotte's Beautiful Skin Foundation for your best healthy looking skin day every day. So this is basically looking at beautiful skin. I bought this in the shade 6. I didn't realise, but there are 6 cool and 6 warm. So it's got like more of a cool undertone and a warm undertone. I didn't like the one with a warmer undertone because it had more of a yellow kind of look to it. This one, however, really seemed to match me. I tried to match mine based on my NARS foundation. This is my favourite foundation to date. I haven't found one that I prefer more than this. So it's actually a NARS counter near. I know it's quite cheeky, but I took a pump of my NARS one that I use and then tried to compare it to the Charlotte Tilbury one to try get the best foundation match for me. So that's the shade that I went for. I just want to read a little bit about this before we get into the video. One of the first things I actually noticed when looking at this product to buy was how many numbers it's got on it. So it's got, for example, it says that your skin looks radiant by up to 285%. Now that's a lot. I feel like that's quite hard to measure when everybody's skin is different in radiance and all those kind of things. I think that's quite hard to measure. It says it's long lasting, and it says it's got pollution defense, which I've seen in so many makeup and skincare products recently. Like I've seen setting sprays that are like pollution defense. I wouldn't think those would actually work, but they wouldn't be able to put it on the packaging if it didn't. So that's quite interesting. It says science and colour. And then it's got one side is all in French and one side is all in English. Still looking at all the statistic parts, it says it boosts hydration by up to 166%. Skin looks plumper and smoother by 181%. And then it says the skin tone looks more even by up to 210%. That's a lot. And again, I wonder how they measure these things. And it says over 90% of users agree. And it's supposed to minimize the appearance of pores, reduces the appearance of pigmentation and dark spots, and skin appears instantly brighter. So this looks really good. I really want to put it to the test. It says that this is a medium coverage and it's supposed to be light as air. It says that the foundation is infused with hyaluronic acid and brightening rose complexion. Skin looks more beautiful instantly and over time for a healthy looking glow and brighter, smoother looking complexion. So not only is it a foundation, it's actually kind of skincare, which I think is pretty cool because it's got hyaluronic acid and things like that, and so it's supposed to be actually good for your skin too. So that's really cool. I'm going to show you guys the packaging, we'll look at the product, and then I just want to try this out because I'm very excited. So this is what the packaging looks like. It's got a beautiful classic rose gold and white theme with some silver bits on it of the packaging, and honestly I'm a big fan of this. I think it looks really expensive. As I said, I went for 6 cool Freud, I'm pretty sure it's called. So I'm just gonna open this up. I don't know how to open it, but it looks so expensive that I don't want to break it. Oh, that opened really easily. Okay, so this is, I'm gonna get the product out, and I'm sorry, but how beautiful is this product? If you guys know me, I'm into every single thing rose gold, so this packaging is for me. Personally, I prefer a glass foundation. I don't know why, but I just love the glass bottles. I feel like they're really fancy. They just look really nice. I've always preferred these, so I wouldn't think I'd like this, but it is really nice. Like I said, lovely rose gold, looks really expensive. It says Charlotte's Beautiful Skin Foundation for your best healthy looking skin day every day, and it's got the nice Charlotte Tilbury logo on it. It is just gorgeous. I'm very excited for this. So you take the cap off, it's actually got a little pumping dispenser on it, if you can see that there. I'm going to do my normal makeup routine, except for this, to make it kind of like a fair tester. And I'm also going to pop in later on with you guys to do a bit of a kind of review to see how long it's lasted, doing a bit of a long last wear test. So it is now 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So I'm going to start with the primer that I would normally use in my everyday makeup routine currently, which is the Matte Primer by Revolution Pro. I'm really into this one. It is really hydrating. It's a really nice jelly kind of formula. I'm not going to chat too much in my makeup routine because if you guys have been here before, you'll all know this. And if not, you guys can easily find this on my channel. But I'm just going to rub this in. It's got a lovely kind of like smooth finish, does this primer. It's really nice. Plus it's really affordable. I think it's like £7, which is a really good price for primer. So now that is all rubbed in, I'm going to go in with this foundation. I'm going to zoom you guys in, and I am so excited for this part. We're now all zoomed and we are ready to go in with this foundation. So I do feel like I got the right shade for this. I do feel like I did. I'm going to start to put this onto my hand. Okay, I'm so excited. So this is what it looks like. It does look dark on my hand, but when I balance it out with things like my concealer and my contour, my blush, things like that, it'll look okay in the end. So I'm just tapping into that with my finger, and it feels like quite a thick consistency. It's supposed to be medium coverage, but we'll see. I prefer personally a full coverage foundation. Just feel like it gives you a nice blank canvas to start with, but we'll see what it's like. So I'm just going to start to apply this on. This feels really nice to start with. That looks a very similar shade as my NARS one, so I think I picked the perfect shade for that. It does look dark on my skin, but as I said, like for example when I tan as well, I need one that's going to match when I tan, which I'll be tanning this weekend hopefully. Okay. So far I like this. It's got a really nice consistency, like it feels really soft, but it also feels quite thick. So I'm just going to keep applying this. So far I do really like this. Like if you can see it, it looks quite glowy already and quite thick. I really like the consistency of it. I'm gonna keep applying this till it's all gone. I may have got too much, I'm not gonna lie, but it's probably better having too much than not enough. I'm going to blend half my face in the beauty blender, blend half my face in with a brush. Normally I would use a beauty blender. My preferred method of blending, especially with liquid products, is a beauty blender. But because it's a testing video, I want to test both and see if it has a better kind of way to blend it, a better kind of like method. I want to see which works best. So I'm going to go in with the beauty blender side first. I'm going to do this side with a beauty blender and this side with a brush. Just grabbed my beauty blender. And I would normally go for more of a kind of like matte foundation. I don't really go for like the dewy or glowy ones, but I don't mind it for like an old tester video, and I don't mind it like in general. It's just generally I go for more of a matte one because I get quite an oily head. My forehead gets really oily, and around these areas can get really oily. My nose is terrible for like breaking up product. Like it is an absolute nightmare. So we're gonna see how it goes. So far I'm liking how easy this is to blend. Like it's literally blending in so easily. But as you all know, if we end up not liking the product, I will tell you. I'll be completely honest if we don't like it, because what's the point? If we don't like the product, we're going to tell you we don't like it, because that is the whole point of a testing video. So now that it's half done, it is actually really glowy. Okay, I really like that. Okay, so I'm going to go in with the other side, and I'm using my Real Techniques angled foundation brush. Don't normally use a brush like I said, but I'm gonna go. I don't know why I don't normally use a brush. I feel like I've just not found a brush that I'm a massive fan of when it comes to blending in. I've just not found one that's kind of like been for me. I've found some really nice beauty blenders. I always prefer the Real Techniques ones, But with the brushes, I've just not found that many that really work for me. I know this looks really orange right now, but just trust the process. So far, I really like this. I feel like this foundation is going to end up transitioning me from being quite a mattifying girl to glow, glow, glow. I really feel like it's going to change my makeup game. So many people have just raved about this, and I just want to know if it really is that good. So far, I would say so, because look at my skin. Like, look at the glow. I genuinely like look like I have beautiful skin. And right now my skin is a little bit, not angry, but it's very, very dry. It's quite just not really there right now. Okay. This is now how my skin's looking, and I could have got this in a shade too dark. I feel like when I tan, this shade is going to be absolutely perfect, but right now I'm not tan, so it does look a little bit dark, a little bit orange. But let's just ignore that fact and look at my skin. My skin is glowing right now. I was not expecting it to be this nice. I'm going to bring you guys a little bit closer so you can see exactly what I mean. But if we look at my skin up close, it's not the best coverage. It is a medium coverage foundation. As I said, I would definitely agree with that. It is a medium coverage. But the reason I like full coverage so much is that I feel like it gives me a nice, even kind of base. And if you look at my skin right now, it's given me a really, really nice, even base to start off with. It's really, really glowy. It's literally just blended, kind of like melted into my skin. I can see like the glow in there. It makes your skin genuinely look so healthy and so beautiful. So I'm a big fan of this so far, but we've still got a long way to go with it. You can still see my under eye bags, but I do think it's actually helped them, I think. I think it's made them not as dark and not as kind of like out there. You can still see like my freckles, you can still see my blemishes, things like that. But we can conceal them with my concealer. As a foundation so far, I'm very, very impressed. We're going to see how it works with the rest of my makeup products. I'm going to finish my face now. I am going to go in, like I said before, with my usual makeup products, like my everyday routine, just to make it kind of a more fair and accurate review. So the next thing I'm going to go in with is my concealer. My ultimate favourite concealer is that e.l.f. one. I have been using the Juvia's Place one recently, but my ultimate favourite and the one that I always reach for is my e.l.f. concealer. This is the e.l.f. concealer in medium neutral, 16-hour camo coverage. This is so good. This is a full coverage concealer. This is £6, I believe. I've just bought another one of these as well because this is practically empty now and I absolutely love this. So I'm going to start to apply this on and see what it's like. I feel like these shades are going to go really well together as well. I really, really want to try it with my Juvia's Place concealer and see what it's like, because I've just bought that. This is what it's looking like. I'm just going to apply a little bit more concealer there because my under eye bags are very heavy at the moment. Now I'm going to blend it in and see what it looks like. This is how my face is looking like now. My concealer is fully blended in, and do you know what? I love that combination. I'm going to go in with my bronzer next. This is the bronzer, the Mega Bronzer 02 in Warm from Revolution. I've literally used this so much that the packaging is literally worn off from it. And I'm just going to go in with the 002 brush from Real Techniques. I'm not going to get too much of this. I just want a little bit just to kind of help shape my face a little bit. You know what? I quite like that shade together. I quite like that because sometimes this bronzer can be a little bit too dark for my natural everyday routine, especially when I'm not tanning. If I use like a lighter foundation, for like a winter foundation, it can be a little bit too dark, so I'm going to be really, really light-handed with it. But this one, it's quite good. Kind of matches quite well. I'm going to just grab a little bit more. Now that my bronzer is all applied, I'm going to go in with my blush, and I'm using the blush from the Patricia Bright Moonlight Glow palette, and it's just this one here. It's a really, really nice, subtle, sun-kissed colour, and I really, really like it. So I'm just going in with the contour brush from Real Techniques. This is the 206. I'm just getting some of that on my brush there. And then I'm just going to apply some of this. I actually really, really like this foundation so far. It just looks really glowy, like it just looks like an extra layer of skin, if that makes sense. I don't even know how to describe it. So I'm just going to start to apply this blush. One of the big tests is just going to be the wear test and see how long this lasts. My nose seems to break up, like the foundation and the oils and things break up in my nose like first, like they're one of the first things to break up. Like it just gets kind of like, not even cracked, it just separates and just looks dry and oily at the same time and just not nice. So that'll be a really, really big test. So I'm applying this on, and so far this literally just looks to be just like landing and kind of like sinking straight into my skin, which is what you want. It's just blending really nicely. And is this blush? Okay, I'm just going to apply a little bit of my nose area, just get a bit extra colour on my face. This is now how it's looking. Now my blush has been applied. I like it. It's settled really, really nice on top. Now I'm going to go with the highlight. I'm going to use my Kylie highlights because they're my absolute favourites. I love them, and I want to see how well they perform on top of the new Charlotte Tilbury foundation. The highlight I'm going to use is in the shade Cheers Darling, and it is a beautiful highlight. It's got a really, really gorgeous kind of undertone to it. I'm just going to use a setting brush by Real Techniques to apply this. Just get a nice whoosh of it on my brush. I don't even know what to call that. And now I'm just going to start to apply. Okay. This is nice. This is applying quite well. It's just kind of like sinking in, kind of just blending in with everything else really, really nicely. Okay, I really like this. I'm just going to apply a little bit on my nose, see how that does. So my nose seems to actually be doing so well. Like I said, that's the first place that kind of has any like breakups of product and just things like that, and it literally looks so smooth, and like it just gives you kind of that, I hate to say this term, but it gives you that kind of flawless finish, and it really does. This is kind of like more of a rose gold highlight, but it's got that really kind of bright shine underneath it. It's got like a really, really bright shine. And this product is already quite glowy as the foundation, so I wasn't sure how well the highlight would actually show, but look at that. That is beautiful. Okay, this highlight is literally just blending straight in, and I'm a very big fan of that. I feel like some products you get are just not compatible with each other, but so far everything has actually seemed to go on flawlessly. Like my skin still looks flawless, like it just looks so smooth. It kind of gives you that airbrushed finish, like it makes you look airbrushed, like a filter. Okay, I really like it. I do like it. The only thing I'm not happy with right now is my under eyes, because I've still kind of got that effect there, but it has definitely brightened them up. It looked perfect to start with, but it's kind of like creased. But that happens. I think it's just my eyes, if I'm honest. I genuinely think it's just my eyes. I'm just going in with my regular P. Louise eye base. This one is in the shade 3. Just grabbing some on the back of my hand, and then I'm just going to apply it to my eyes. I usually use a variety of 3 different shades. I use 0, 2 and 3. So I've just gone for 3 today. Just try and mix it up so I use all of them equally as much as I can. And then I'm just going to apply this onto my lid. So if I use a darker shade, it might go with the darker foundation. I felt this was going to be the absolute perfect shade for when I tan. Like, this is going to be perfect, and I'm very, very excited for that. My eye base is now applied, and I'm just going to go in with this palette here. This is my Forever Flawless Allure palette by Revolution, one of my ultimate favourite palettes. It's just really pigmented, and it's nice for just like an easy everyday look. Just tapping into that Suave shade there with a Real Techniques 301 brush, and I'm just running this through my crease. It's just a really nice, kind of easy, quick eye look palette. Like, I just really like it. And it's so pigmented as well. Like, it's such a pigmented palette. I think the Forever Flawless palettes are definitely underrated. They're so good. I'm just going to blend this out, and then I'm going to apply a little bit of the shade Sweethearts here, which is this nice kind of like nudie colour, a little bit lighter than the other one, and I'm just using that to help blend out with. And then once that's done, I'm just going to apply a little glitter over the top, so I'll probably just go in with the shade, I don't know, I don't think I'm actually going to use a glitter from this palette because I love the palette, but I'm not fond of the glitters out of it because they're a bit too flaky for me. So I'm just going to go in instead with the Revolution, again Forever Flawless, but I'm just going to use the Into the Night palette, which is a really nice palette. Got some beautiful shimmers. And the first shimmer I'm going to use is this one here, which is called Moonlight. It's like a really nice kind of like duochrome pinky white. Really pretty. And I'm literally just going to apply this all over my lid. Like, it's such a beautiful shimmer. I think this is probably one of my actual favourite shimmers. I don't know what it is about it. It's just the formula is beautiful. It just glides straight on. And then I'm just going to apply some to the outer corner there. So this is what it's looking like. And I'm just going to go in with a little bit of the shade Ghost, which is this really white shade. And I'm just going to tap some of that into my inner corners, just to help brighten them up and have a nice inner corner. So this is now how my makeup's looking. My last step is I'm going to use my mascara. I'm not going to go heavy on the mascara. I'm just going to go in with my Ariana REM mascara, and then I'll be right back. I'm now back. I've applied my mascara, my Ariana one, and you know what? That is such an underrated mascara. I genuinely forget about it all the time, and then every now and again I'll just see it in my makeup box and I'm like, do you know what? We'll give that a go. And every single time it really surprises me. It's so good. I've got a few new mascaras to try. I've got the Maybelline one to try. I actually got a Charlotte Tilbury tester to try, so I'm quite excited for those. I also applied a little bit of powder. I usually use a small amount of the Huda Beauty setting powder. This one is in the shade Sugar Cookie. I don't apply a lot of this, but this is what I would usually do with my makeup. So like I said, I want to stay with my normal makeup routine. So this is now how my makeup is looking. Looks quite glowy. It's a little bit more mattified in certain places, but this is how it's looking. It gives a beautiful skin look, like it says in the name of the product. It just looks flawless. It's given a really nice base for my makeup, and so far I'm really impressed with it. But I'm gonna hop off camera now, and then I'll check in with you guys in a few hours. But yeah, I'm really excited to see how this turns out. It's just a bit of an overview of my skin up close. It looks really nice. It's got glowiness over there. It looks quite flawless. My nose so far has actually applied really nicely. There's no kind of clumpiness so far. I really like this. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but this foundation was £34. I would not normally spend this much money on a foundation. I just wanted to see if this genuinely worked. I thought it'd be a good video to just see if it actually works. So I wouldn't spend this much money on a foundation. This is a very high-end foundation for me. I love a good deal. I'm definitely a drugstore at heart kind of person, but I want to see if it works. I'm very excited for this, so I'll see you all very soon. I am now back to do a check-in with you guys to see how well this foundation has lasted. So last time I saw you guys was 4 PM. It's now 10:29 in the evening, so I thought I'd do about 6.5 hours and see how it goes. So this is currently what it's looking like, and do you know what? I'm impressed. My makeup has stayed quite well. I've been out on a dog walk, I've done some editing, I've done some more work, so I've not just been like sat around, I have been doing some things. And this is how it's looking. Do you know what? I'm quite impressed. My under eyes have actually stayed quite well. This is better than my normal like makeup would stay on my under eyes. If you look a little bit closer at my nose and forehead area, that's literally stayed so nicely. Like there hasn't had any like breakup or like oiliness, or like it's just stayed really nice around these areas. A lot of the time it gets really dry, and it just like the product starts to like break up and just doesn't do too well. But right now I'm really impressed with this. If I'm honest, I expected this to be a lot more oily than it is. Like right now I don't look that oily at all. I thought it was gonna look really, really oily. I do have some dry kind of like patchy areas. Like over here, I've got some kind of patchiness areas here and over here as well, but I do get that with a lot of makeup that I wear, and that's mainly just because my skin is quite dry, especially right now. My skin is quite dry, especially around this area, but the bit that I'm most impressed with is literally just like my nose area here. This usually breaks up and you can just see all the different bits of makeup kind of like cracked along my nose, and it's actually done really well, so I'm really, really impressed by that. So that is it, guys. That is my overall Charlotte Tilbury review on the brand new foundation, and overall I'm impressed. I really, really am impressed. I love the formula of it. I love the way it stays. I love the way that all the other products like blend into it. Is it £34 worth of impressed? I'd say as a one-off purchase, yes, but I wouldn't use this foundation every single day and then repurchase it as soon as it's empty. This is more of a luxury item for me. It's more of a like, I'll treat myself to this and then I'll use it on special occasions, because it's very, very pricey, and as much as it's a really nice foundation, there are other foundations out there that do a good job that aren't £34. But I genuinely am in love with this, and if you've got a bit more disposable income and you want to treat yourself, you've liked any of Charlotte Tilbury's foundations in the past, I've heard they're very, very similar to this one, then you will probably like this one. If you are looking for more high-end one and you want to treat yourself, definitely get this, because it is so, so nice. As I said, a bit pricey, but it's really, really nice. Overall, I'm very impressed. It's given me a really, really nice, healthy kind of look. Like I said earlier on, it's not full coverage, but you don't really need it to be full coverage for this foundation, because this foundation is more for making you look like you've got nice skin. And do you know what? It's done that. I'm really impressed. But that is it from me for today. I hope you've all enjoyed this video. If you have, do not forget to smash that thumbs up button. Leave me a lovely, lovely little comment in the comment section down below. And do not forget to subscribe to my channel with that notification bell on for more content just like this. And I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!